On this episode of Trends, Tinubu and other African leaders bid farewell to Buhari in Daura. Hello again and welcome to Trends with LJE, where we dissect leadership, economic and justice issues in Nigeria, Africa and the globe. I'm your host, Muhammad Eneye Sule. Don't forget, you too can be a part of this conversation by following our social media platforms at LJE Nigeria on Facebook, YouTube and Instagram. President Bola Tinubu, along with other African leaders and a list of eminent personalities, attended the burial of the former president in Daura, Katsina state. The former president was interred at 5:50 p.m. yesterday. Notable attendees included the Guinea-Bissau President Umaru, Niger Republic's Prime Minister Ali Lamin Zeine, and former President Atiku Abubakar and Yemi Osinbajo. However, the burial has also prompted online criticism and sober reflection. Some critics noted the absence of Peter Obi from the burial as a minus in his quest towards seeking Buhari Northern fan support. Others pointed out that Nigeria has become a dumping ground for political office holders who use the foreign healthcare and other development facilities and only come back to Nigeria when they want to be buried. And joining us to dissect this issue today are Professor Uche from a media expert and a lecturer joining us today. And of course, the President, LJE Nigeria, Barrister Meme Samuel. You're welcome to the studio. The first question goes to you, the President. The burial of the former president is a significant national event that calls for sober reflection. What is your message to people who aspire for leadership positions in Nigeria to reflect on this particular scenario?
Well, is indeed a sober reflection. And because for those of us who were very much active in this country for past 10 years, will bring the kind of Buhari from 2015 down the line. Having witnessed Buhari's administration for 8 years, indeed, Buhari was a disaster to Nigeria. So, unfortunately, having heard the deaths and of our former presidents, the first thing that came to my mind was suffering and pains it brought upon Nigeria and upon everyone here as the most populous black nation on earth. It's quite unfortunate that we have to bear the pains and the hardship brought by this man, Buhari. Of course, God that gives lives and his lives. He is good. He's 2 years old. He has enjoyed his life to the best of his ability. But his legacy, the legacy of hunger, legacy of suffering, legacy of pains will remain for a very long time. And unfortunately, this same man is still being buried by the hard-earning resources of Nigerians. The taxpayers' money is still being expended to give him a state burial. And it's even the hope was that we have still expressed even after his administration ended in 2023. But we'll keep pushing forward as a country. And for Nigerians who are not actively participating in leadership exercise, in the area of voting and activism, should wake up. Because whether you stay back at home or you are active, whatever decision they make must have in one way or another affect you as a person. So Nigerians must be there to realize that, look, whether you are living here in this country or in diaspora, you must see fall back here. We must begin to get ourselves involved in leadership change, in leadership activism, and in governance of our nation.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Yes, media expert Dr. Ikedichukwu, how significant is the criticism? Is it considerable? Because many critics are saying that Peter Obi was absent in that burial. Is it relevant to consider such criticism, or should Peter Obi be present? Because irrespective of what many people or many critics are saying, Buhari still have supporters from the north who are actually giving condolences. So how significant is Peter Obi attending that burial?
Okay, for me, I don't speak for politicians. Okay. I'm not one. But I want to be fair to Peter Obi. Peter Obi in this country, we've known him as a leader who always attend to critical occasions and issues. He attends to them. The recent one was his visits to Benue State, Mokwa, and so many places he has been to, more especially when it has to do with national interest. So for him not to have attended the burial, maybe before the death of former President Muhammadu Buhari, before his death, he must have had an appointment or scheduled an appointment that couldn't allow him to attend the burial. But not withstanding, sometimes being present most times does not matter. Some persons are there for political reasons, for diplomatic reasons, and spiritually they are not there. They are not condoling with the family, just to be there because they want to be there so that the family will see them. But it's only God that knows who is really condoling with the family and the Nigerian people. So for me, if you are judging Peter Obi in the area of not being present at the burial of President Muhammadu Buhari, former, you are not being fair to Peter Obi, because empirically in this country we have seen Peter Obi answering national calls where things of national interest occurred.
But Atiku Abubakar was there. Timajo too was there.
He doesn't have much to do. That clashed with the date of the burial. So for me, if you are judging Peter Obi from that angle of not attending the burial, you are not being fair to him, because he has done more than that in this country.
All right. Over to you, Mr. President. The Nigerians have referred to many politicians and office holders considering Nigeria as a dumping ground. The infrastructure and development is not really present in the country, and they fly out of the country for all these things, but they always come back to be buried. What's your comment on this particular statement, and how can Nigerian leaders actually do better?
This is we are battling with a lot of issues in this country. Remember when President Buhari came on board, he spent 8 years, spent very significant period of time traveling to the UK for his food trade and another thing. Eventually he died abroad. It is a shame at this time of our nationhood that we don't still have both of very critical sectors working or functioning optimally in this country. Not even education, not health, not infrastructure, not electricity, not agriculture. Nothing is really working in this country. And it's a wake-up call to this administration, which is even the worse than Buhari. But fortunately, the current president, President Bola Tinubu, still have the opportunity to redeem his image. He should know that the time will come when he will be addressed as the former president of his country. The legacy you lay today will outlive you. People cannot even speak good about certain leaders. We are talking about coalition. Some people are already pointing out some of the stakeholders and people coming together to form coalition. And people are saying, what did you do in your past office that you had? That is already judgment coming upon them. It's not only the judicial judgment that must come upon the leaders, but opinion and the rest also come in place. So Nigeria has always been this, we have always experienced this issue, but we go and we believe that with all the things we are doing in this country, we'll be able to have the right direction. And having this right direction requires all efforts, and every citizen must be able to participate in this towards this direction. Otherwise, we're going nowhere. The greed, the exercise of greed, the exercise of stealing, corruption, nepotism, and what have you, is at the extreme at this level. Tell me, which of the politicians can stand for all sectors today? Can you point out any major hospitals we have in this country? This is not how a nation is run. There is no how we can operate a nation in this manner and expect the people to be happy. So, it requires a total rotation of mindsets on the part of the leaders and also on the mind of the followers. If the leaders fail to change their ways, it is the responsibility of the followers to also adjust and change their ways so that they can chase them out and bring in the right set of people.
Thank you very much, Barrister Meme Samuel. Barrister Meme Samuel is the president of LJ in Nigeria. And thank you very much, Dr. Uchihara Ikedichukwu. Dr. Uchihara Ikedichukwu is a media expert and lecturer. Thank you very much for making today an awesome one. All right, we've come to the end of this episode of Trends with LJE. Up next is Justice by Chizaram Lilian Onyeke. Join us again next time.